So it's day 7 of Redesign Your Boudoir Business. Remember, you can apply all of these skills to pretty much any business anyway. But today is all about your real hourly rate, and it's going to really upset you by the time we get to the task of the day and things really. So yesterday we renamed our value, but today we have to all audit our reality, the business, in other words. Boudoir is some of the most emotionally taxing work that any photographer can do in the industry, as it were, because you're dealing with people's lives at quite a vulnerable state, and as well as the kind of the being almost fully undressed in many of the shoots, it's making the person feel even more vulnerable than kind of just coming in for a portrait with the family or whatever it is. All right, it's a completely different thing, and just like a hairdresser, some of the emotion from a client is going to pour out as well. So if you aren't clear about your math at this stage, about how much money you're going to earn, you really aren't running a business. I always talk about the 3 different kind of levels. So the first thing that we usually talk about is the average sale price. That's what we concentrate on to kind of get bigger. And then we look at the average profit per sale. So that's the second phase. So once we got the confidence there. But in the third phase, we're looking at the average profit, in fact. Many businesses just look at the hourly average of income coming through, but I like to look at the average profit. So we're going to break it down. We're just going to simplify it to looking at the average cost, or I should say the average profit that we're going to gain from a particular client. So remember, if you're not kind of understanding the math, you really don't understand your business with it, and there's going to be a problem coming down the road. So you've got to make sure that we're not running a business like a charity. We need to find the number that works well for you, so you feel good as well. Okay, if you're not concentrating on knowing how much money you're earning from a client, profit from a client, then really you can't get any real buzz from it and things really. As far as the marketing's concerned, the first thing to understand is underpricing creates resentment from the get-go. And it's not the resentment by the client, it's the resentment of you, because somebody is actually going through your service, your experience, and basically they're not paying what you feel that they should be paying. So you cannot give your best to a client if you're basically subconsciously angry that they aren't paying you enough to cover your bills, or they're coming through on a promotion or whatever it is. And there's this kind of understanding of the X times Y equals Z. In other words, the amount of sessions times the average sale equals a business success or failure. That's the way I simplify it and things, all right? But as far as the paying of the bills is concerned, but also in the creative element, when you're tired and you feel undervalued by those clients, you also shoot just safe images, safe creative, photographs. Whereas innovation requires a rested brain. So if you're kind of chasing the volume, one of the things that happens when you just want, or your business is based on a volume to make the ends meet, you can kind of get really, really tired very fast. And as I said, there's that bit of just going through the run of the mill, and that's the last thing that we can afford to do with boudoir photography, is because we need to really sell the big number. So if your average is around about the £200-300, you should be kind of really thinking more like £1,000 to £1,200 as your kind of middle collection, where most of your clients are going to be buying and things really. Those are the kind of things that we should be working towards. If you're averaging around about the £400, yes, you're making a little bit of money, but you're requiring volume, of course. We'll talk about that more now in a second. As far as the inspirational element is concerned, sustainability is the ultimate in self-respect, really. And you've got to respect yourself. You've got to respect your photography, and the client's got to learn to respect you as well. I hate it when a photographer uses, I'm just in it for the money, as their excuse for kind of basic photography. It drives me absolutely mad. We've got an opportunity to create some of the best photography that this client will ever experience in their life, that we're going to give them an experience they will never forget. But we need to make sure that we make our money from it. That's absolutely key. So let's look at the invisible labor when we kind of start to explore things. So the emotional elements support text, the hours of culling the images, the administration dealing with the client leading up to and after the event, the ordering at the lab, the ordering and final finishing of the images, the mental image that you spend worrying about each shoot as well. Let's not forget that. We need to explore how the underpricing shows up as physically exhaustion. And we need to look at where you're donating too much time just to be nice to the client instead of choosing to give it as a professional should, just like my solicitor or my accountant does. Their services are paid by the hour, and you're either going to have a basic accountant or solicitor or a really good one, and those are the ones that you want in your court. And that's what I want you to be, is a really good photographer giving a great service that looks like the value is so much more. And if we can stop talking about the shoot like we talked about, and we can start to talk about the experience with it, the math starts to kind of really add up more. So the task for today is to ask yourself, all right, you need to audit just one recent client shoot, just one, all right, not 25 of them, just one. I want you to take the total income that the client has spent, and I want you to divide it by every single hour spent with that client. That is from the first direct message or email to the final delivery of the images in the collection. Write that number down, okay? Write it down. It will absolutely fear you the reality of the math and things. I do this a lot with wedding photographers as well, where they're kind of selling themselves so cheaply, but the amount of hours that they're putting in does not make business sense at all. They think it does, but not for the emotional time that they're putting in, and the sacrifice of family life as well, of course. So when you've written that figure down, don't just justify it, all right? Ask yourself, would I still want to be doing this at this exact rate in 3 years' time? If the answer is no, we need to change it today. That's the key thing. Because if it's not right in 3 years, it's definitely not right today, and we need to make the changes. And I promise you, you can add X amount to a price and the client will never know, as long as they're new clients coming through the door. But what we've really got to start to do is look at the whole service that we provide and put the right packages and collections of images together, like we touched on. We need to rebrand that name package so it doesn't feel like it's cheap. When we kind of put collections or signature collections together, they know that this is special for them and so on with it. And then we can really start to make some real money in boudoir photography.